Good evening.
It's evening. Yeah, I think. I don't even know at this point. Hi, Joanne.
What's going on now?
Oh, good grief! It's been a long day. Long day.
Yes, it has.
My weekend's here. Yay! We need to put a disclaimer on this show. Nick, are you muted? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Damn it! I keep forgetting that I'm still muted afterwards.
So
You really need to start getting used to it.
Yeah, I know.
it
I know.
happened to me twice, and it has not happened no more because I wait for it and then I click it. um,
Everything is shared out.
what was I saying? What the hell was I even saying?
Something about a disclaimer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we need a disclaimer on this show that if you have epilepsy, do not watch Nick scream.
Oh, I could change the light setting.
Oh no, it'll only get worse. Do not do that.
Turn them off.
Then it's gonna
It
get
will.
dark. It will get dark if I do, but I still can do that if you guys want me to.
No, turn those lights off and turn the regular lights on.
And give it a try. Although I like being green.
Okay, Shrek.
Shrek. I was actually thinking more of Pickle Rick.
Shrek. What is that? What is that sign behind you?
Oh, this?
The picture.
Oh, the picture. Oh, the picture next to me. That's I got this from Ursula Bielski a few years ago. It was for the Chicago Ghost Conference.
Oh, okay. I thought the picture itself was lighting up.
No, it's just reflecting from the lights.
Okay. Okay. So is that now St. Patrick's Day lights?
You got it.
Okay. Okay.
I got it all finished earlier today, and although I had to start a little bit later, but before a few days prior, so I can take the Valentine's Day decorations and lights down.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I completely forget about St. Patty's Day. Completely forget it until Zach goes, "You got the corned beef?"
I got Irish ancestry, so I always remember.
So does he, but I'm like, "No, I what? Oh. No, just give me the green beer. I'm good. I don't care about corned beef and
Oh
potatoes and
yeah,
hash."
and that means Chicago is going to turn his river green too.
Oh yeah. They do that every year. They've been doing
Do
that
you
for
go to that?
what's that?
Do you go to
I
watch that?
went. I went 2 years ago. I didn't go last year, but I'm hoping to go this year.
If you do, take a video for me. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I definitely will. They've been doing it for over 60 years since 1962.
I've
There,
heard of it. I just never saw it.
some there's your flashing lights.
Yep.
It's on all the different modes right now. Now it just went to another.
Yeah, see,
But
that's what we got to worry about for some of our viewers if they got
that's what I'm saying. I
epilepsy.
could fix it up.
Turn it on just straight green
All right.
since you want to be Shrek.
He certainly ain't the Jolly Green Giant.
No, no. Although I think he is taller than me.
Yeah, he is, because he's just a hair taller than I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that should do the trick.
So, Nick, I want to know, how are we doing on the weight loss?
Okay, so it's funny that you asked because first off, right before I came on, I was just doing the treadmill again. Unfortunately, some of my exercise had become limited, but before I get to that, obviously with my birthday that passed and the parties we had, I did had a few pounds go back on, but fortunately now I've been going back on track and now I'm back to where I am. I'm still at 264, but there's also another reason why things have been slowing down. This past a week ago, I actually, well, yeah, about almost a week ago now, I had an angiogram, to
Mhm.
check on how things have been going on inside my head, which fortunately it was in the all clear, but obviously typical of an angiogram, they had to put this huge needle into my wrist, which they put numbing on, thankfully, so I didn't feel what happened. Yeah, although, to be honest, it was an unpleasant experience nonetheless, because, if it wasn't going to work in my wrist, it would have gone my groin region. So,
Yep, that's where they usually do it. Yeah.
yeah, I was half exposed, and I was not comfortable with it at all. But I just had to just tell myself they're just doing their job. I was going in and out of consciousness. They drugged me too.
Yeah, that's good.
So they, yeah, it was a real good thing. It felt like it only lasted for about 20 minutes. But like I said, my head's in the all clear. That's what's most important.
Yeah.
But when they put the needle in my wrist, obviously because it was going through a particular vein, they said that I wasn't going to be able to. I could still use my right arm, but they said I wouldn't be able to really lift more than 10 pounds for a few days, because if I do, it could actually cause a blood clot. So as a result of that, I had to be off work for almost an entire week. I go back on Saturday, but I really don't go back full time until next
Okay.
week. So
Go back to
That's
work on a
different.
weekend. That sucks.
what's up?
Go back. Go back to work on the weekend. That sucks.
Well, just for one day. I'm only going to be there Saturday, but I don't really go back fully until next Monday. So yeah, I just didn't want to risk it. So unfortunately, again, as another result, I haven't been able to do all my exercise, like lifting weights and stuff, because I don't want to trick. There have been times I sometimes have been going a little against it, like if I'm pushing my wrist or something, and I feel like a little bit of unsettling pressure, and I stop immediately because I don't want to sit and wait and find out what happens next. So for now,
No,
yeah. So
you do not.
as far as exercising and weight loss is concerned, the only thing I could do for right now is just use the treadmill.
Which that's working all your muscles, your
Yes.
heart to get the stuff going. So yeah, that's good.
The other good thing was too, having these days off, I only had a few days left for my 2024 vacation days. So I decided to just use those up. So that way I could at least get paid while I'm at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I've started doing the fasting, and for men it's a little different because they have to do at least 14-hour fasting, 14 to 16 before it works. Women, it's 12 to 16 before it works.
Really?
Then at the 12-hour mark, it starts actually burning. And then, at the 14-hour mark, it gets, you can forget it with me. I can do about 14 and I'm done.
Does your sleeping time count towards that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you eat your dinner.
Don't even want to. Oh,
You eat your dinner about 6:30, and then, but at 7:30, I'm on the clock. I'm bored, and I'm like, okay, what time is it? I'm ready to eat, and yeah, it gets bad. But in the process, I have lost 10 pounds since January, so I'll take that. But I have to keep going. I can't leave it where it's at.
Right.
And so, in order to do that, you have to kind of, do a little more than you've been doing. So,
yeah,
I'm
because
hoping to get back
with
fully
your line of work, if you stop, then it'll be very easy to pick that back up.
oh, completely. And, I do in Weight Watchers, you log your points of the food you eat. And you get 29 points a day, which is not calories, it's points. But, like eggs, fruit, all of that are 0 points. But you have to be careful because points are still calories. So you can eat
Right.
0 points all day long and still gain weight because fruit has natural sugar. Eggs, obviously, are very full of calories and all that good stuff. But
I don't even eat eggs.
But
protein's
egg
good for you.
whites, you can do the egg whites, right?
You can do the whole egg. It makes no difference. But, it's vegetables are 0. all of that good stuff, but there's still calories. So you really got to pay attention to what you're actually eating, regardless of points. But now it's summertime, or getting close.
Right,
Feels
almost
like,
spring.
yeah, well, it feels really nice out here.
Good.
But, you can go walking.
What's that, Jeremy?
I'm telling Scott, good saved because he's drinking his coffee. That's why,
Well,
that's why
Scott,
he's working out his wrist and his muscles. Drinking coffee.
drinking coffee, that's why you're like this big. Yeah,
He just has an extra high metabolism. I
he
wish
does.
I had that.
He does. I had that until, nature said, fuck you. You're old. So, but
Well, nature said that to me a long time ago.
our son turned 31 today.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Free did.
And there's baby girl.
Get your tongue off me. Tongue. Jeez.
I'm surprised you don't close out the room like Zach does when he does his thing.
He doesn't. I have to do that for him because they get up here on all of his interviews. They're like both of them, one here, one here. I've got Rose with me, but
Yeah, I was going to say, at one time he did have that gate.
oh, we have it, but he's like, these dogs are driving me crazy. There's a gate right here.
What's up? What's up, Kate? Well,
why is this not moving for me? I have
what
to
is?
actually, like the comments,
Oh,
I
the
have to actually
comments?
click that little arrow to get them to move.
Yeah, that happens to me too sometimes.
I've had that happen to me. I just scroll it up a little bit and then scroll it back down to the very last comment, and then it'll do like it's supposed to.
Knock that off.
It
There
doesn't
we go.
really make a lot of sense why he does that compared to like StreamYard, where Larry was just automatic.
You know what? I'll
It's
click that
automatic
little
for me.
button. I will click that little button not to have to pay for StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard really did a number on themselves.
Yeah, they did.
I'm surprised there's still there's still a number of podcasts that still use it, especially with the prices they're asking for.
Oh, well, people are probably still in their yearly terms.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That
yeah.
and, some people are making money off their podcasts. So if that's the case, okay, they can justify that going toward that. But
They would have to make an awful lot of money to be able to justify that big of a hike.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
can't argue with that at the same time, though.
Yeah, I tell everybody, go to EVMux. I even told Scott that he's still using StreamYard.
I saw that.
Scotty's got money out the ass. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I am not liking this. Is Facebook acting funny where messages aren't popping up, and if you read one message, then it doesn't show you the rest of them?
Yeah.
Messenger?
It's I don't get it.
I haven't noticed an issue except Tuesday there was no messages anywhere. Yeah.
I don't know if I got messages or not. I was working.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. It might have been Monday. It was one of those 2 days, Tuesday or Monday. I just happened to look at the end of the day, and I noticed. Oh, wait a minute. My last message was 11 the previous night. Because normally I'll have about 5 messages by the time I get up, and no messages at all that day. I thought, wow,
Strange.
I have a life.
That might be good. What is with this damn camera? Golly. I don't know. His angles are different than mine, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it used to be over the other computer, the other
Yeah.
monitor.
Yeah. And then it was like glaring lights that it shouldn't have. And it's still glaring lights. But
Yeah, you kind of got a bit of a whiteout on half of your face.
oh, yeah. Yeah. If I had tape and not my office.
Maybe what you guys ought to do is get one of those ring lights and put it behind the camera, and then just turn off the overhead light.
Yeah. Yeah. And all these lights that are on right now are on like a, where you can adjust them with your phone, turn them down,
Oh
turn them
yeah,
up,
yeah.
whatever. When I come in here, he turns them all on for me. But when I come in here, it's black. Like his office is pitch black.
It's like so he literally has everything off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
It's
everything
like
turned off.
nighttime in a cave. I'd be asleep. You can forget me working like that.
I've only got this one light right here. And
I don't have to say it twice. You guys already know what lights I got on right now.
just this one light is all I need. It is a daylight light. Instead of getting that like a yellowish hue that
Yeah.
most light, this one here is an action. Those are soft lights. This is daylight, so it is nice and bright.
Yep. What is
You know, it just I had that issue too with the other computer. Like for the longest time, was every time when I was that's why I had to use OBS. In fact, to kind of edit my camera because I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, I mean, yeah, I came up all the time pale.
I hated your OBS.
Yeah, because I kept appearing pale white. But honestly, if I wasn't using pale white and you saw like how I looked, my camera just created like this yellowish tin.
You look like a damn vampire.
I do kind of miss. To be perfectly honest, I kind of do miss my pale white face.
We don't.
okay?
We don't.
Let's go back to way back. Let's go back to history. Pale white equals sick.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
Or it equals very rich to where they never had to go outside.
I was actually thinking more of
Or
vampires.
it equals the Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got little red
All he
freckles.
had to do was color his hair red. Then he'd fit right in.
But then he needs the little red freckles too.
Oh yeah, I was going to say you forgot about the freckles. Sure.
Okay, the perfect way to fix that: put a screen over your face and lay out in the sun.
I'm not sure why that reminds me of that South Park episode involving the Ginger Kids.
Oh, good
Have
God.
you guys ever seen that? That episode was hilarious.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
South Park? You never watched it?
Well, I've never watched that, and I don't know anything about that that episode. All I know about South Park is there is one character that gets killed every single episode.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an episode one time where they were like Cartman was focusing on like ginger kids and stuff, and it became kind of a controversial episode. But that's what South Park is, though. Obviously, it's like they're the type of show where it's to kind of be offensive, but in a funny way. Even the creators are like in that situation saying, "Okay, we know we probably shouldn't go this direction, but we're gonna do it anyway." And
Yeah.
it's a hilarious episode.
Hey, Howie.
Hey, Howie. Yeah, what Tom said. Yeah, we did have fun on Kat's show last week.
The cat is fun. She
great.
does run a fun show.
That show didn't end up on the network.
I'm not sure why. Although it did end up on the other network, Dark Realm, which that's going to be on Roku.
Yeah, that's the one that Carl created, I think.
Carl along with 3 Jace.
Okay.
They actually, like typical of some of these other networks, they also invited for me to come on to put Nick Files up on. Just haven't done the show yet, but hopefully real soon.
We've got the destinations.
Yeah.
Destination space.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've been trying to get back with Nick Files. I mean, even though I haven't really done it in a while, I have created a list. This list of locations and events of locations I got. It's like an ever growing list. It is huge. I mean, more than what you guys could imagine.
When you stop doing something and you don't do it for a while, it makes it hard to get back into it.
It's not even necessarily just that. It's just again because I've been so focused with these audiobooks. But yeah, even then, it's still hard for you to get back into doing it. And but I haven't but I haven't forgotten about it because like honestly, in my personal opinion, when I find new locations and I add them to the list, the more locations I'm able to add to the list, the better it gets, and the longer the show will last. So I'm kind of in that position that my work will never be done.
Heather, how
Heather?
what? Code not going to either network to get their talent, huh? What?
I think what he's talking about is poaching talent, but
Oh,
but in this case, Howie, Carl is a member of things, so technically he's not poaching.
yeah, I have seen so much drama with one of the other networks
Yeah,
that is bigger, like huge network.
I think I
Um,
know which one we're talking about.
the one you have to pay to be on.
Yep.
Okay. So that turned out pretty bad when somebody exposed what they went through, and they were management in that network. And when they exposed what they went through, um, of course, the ones that are still getting paid aren't going to speak up or say anything until they get screwed. And then they'll start speaking up. But it, I don't get it. For me, it's just let's keep it for fun, and nobody has to get mad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
at this
I
point-
remember a time when somebody wanted to try to pit us against them.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, that network you're referring to, I actually spoke with one of the three J's about because I was on the phone with him a couple weeks ago. This was when I was having interest in bringing Nick Files to Dark Realm, and he even said to me that he's predicting that sometime later this year that network's gonna vanish altogether.
I hope so. Simply because I know the owner. I have seen what that owner does, and certain class of people are going to enjoy what that owner does, but those of us that have morals are not.
You know,
Some
I
people are incapable of having them.
no, they don't. Yeah, well, and here's the thing: when I saw again, this is someone that I saw last year at Parasicon in Mansfield, Ohio. She was there too, and I could clearly tell that, in spite of how friendly I always am when I go to these events, she just didn't have any respect for me. She just didn't.
No, she has no respect for anyone.
Well,
And
what I mean by that was, and I know I probably said this before, but I'll say it again, was she wanted to get a picture with the Booth brothers, and the Booth brothers go to Parasicon every year, and of course I'm very close to them. I talk to them. I mean, they always enjoy the hell out of us whenever we're able to make it to these cons, and but at one point she wanted to get a selfie picture with them. Chris, he called me and Tom over. He's like, "Hey, get in a picture with us," that kind of thing, and of course, wasn't too crazy of who we're talking about, but I decided I was doing it in the case, at least for the Booth brothers. Do it for them in the league. So I would even say if anyone asks why am I in the picture, it was because of them, not for her. Well, she later uploaded all the pictures, and then of course after she wanted then a picture with just them, and
Mhm.
at the time I didn't really think too much of it afterwards. I thought, okay, well, she just wants a picture with them, that's fine. Later found out that she uploaded all the pictures up on her Facebook except for one picture, and that was a picture of me and Tom. She uploaded everybody else's except mine.
Oh yeah, she's very selective about who she puts on her page, which perfectly fine. I mean, I get that. It's the things that we know behind the scenes and that people are learning that are in that network. If you'd have listened to me in the first damn place, you wouldn't have this issue.
I would be the least bit surprised she deleted it right after we got those pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it was a money thing. I do get that. But it went from a money thing to money hungry
Yep.
and screwing anybody in your path, literally and figuratively, to get to where you're going.
I heard that.
I heard that too.
Just heard it again.
It's somebody's birthday,
Yeah,
apparently. I keep getting.
we'll tell you afterwards how he wants to know. No, we're talking about
I'll
somebody
fill
else.
you in.
Yeah,
Message me.
we're talking about somebody else, not Rachel.
Oh, no.
You know
No.
who Rachel is.
Which Rachel?
I don't even know who Rachel is.
I don't either.
I don't know which Rachel I don't know who this Rachel is either. So
Yeah.
but yeah, she
Have we heard anything about the one that wanted to join the network?
I'm trying to think of which one that could have been.
The one that oh no.
Oh, right. No, it wasn't her, Howie. He's talking about Chris's ex-wife, Rachel. No, it's not Rachel. Rachel's great too. I've met her a few. I met her quite a number of times too when she was still married to Chris. But obviously, I've seen her a few times after she ended the marriage. So no, I don't have any issue with her. It's not her we're talking about.
Nick,
I don't know
speaking
her.
of Parasitecon, I'm looking at the website right now.
Yeah.
They're finally on a weekend that is not my daughter's birthday.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Okay. Have I lost time? She's 20 this year?
She will be 20, yep.
Okay. I couldn't decide 19 or 20.
Yep.
I lost track a little bit too, but yeah, she's going to be 20, so nice.
You see all this extra white in my
Oh, let's get a glimpse into the future. Mine is turning 34.
shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, which one just had a birthday today?
Free.
And he is
31.
Pickle Tom's in the chat.
wow. Hello, Tom.
Yeah.
Well,
Free turned 31, but our daughter is the oldest with the 5 kids.
Okay.
She videoed me today. She says, of course, I'm working, and mom, Mother Ann. I'm like, so I finally see the phone. I'm
You're
like,
how old?
I video her back. Well, when I video her, she declines a call. But when she wants to, it better be right now. Right now. So
That's what some people are.
I call her back and she says, look, I found these, and I couldn't even read it. Like, I can't remember what it was. But this Hispanic store had told her to use these peppers, and they're round. They're like little round berries, and told her to only use 2. And this is a container. Only use 2 in her menudo. I can't imagine how hot they are if you only use 2.
Tom, yes, that was a groan, but only because when Nick screams.
Because I
Yeah,
always say,
yes,
what do I always say about
Nick
Tom?
screams as soon as he sees you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. But I also have been saying he's now the
One of
most
the
interesting
shows I
man in
was
the
listening
YouTube
to.
world. I try to sponsor him with Dos Equis. I try to tell him he should be the new Dos Equis guy, but he doesn't
You're gonna find
doesn't really like Dos
all
Equis
those
very
kids.
often.
So
Oh shit!
Parasitecon,
We have them. We
What
have them
about
on our.
Parasitecon?
Hey, did you all hear anything about McDonald's?
No.
no.
McDonald's is giving 43,000 restaurants a technology makeover, starting
What?
with the internet connected kitchen equipment, artificial intelligence enabled drive throughs, and AI powered tools for managers. They're firing
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of people.
This is going to
Oh,
cost
that's a mistake.
their jobs.
That is a mistake.
That's
Especially
a
when
huge
we've already
mistake.
proven that AI is not reliable.
Nope.
We have those people, and they pay them to go to school.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh!
You're going to be getting a lot of calls.
I hope not until it happens.
So
43,000 restaurants.
Restaurants.
That's not too many states, but
40.
Wow.
Wait, how many?
43,000 restaurants.
That's a
you gotta
lot.
think about
Right?
it. That's almost
huge.
1,000 a state, really.
Yeah, that's
And there
really.
is many in every town.
Oh yeah. But
Oh, we have one.
We probably
we
have about
got one here
as
just
soon as you can.
quarter mile.
Keep those beads.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
I'll be right back.
five.
Maybe.
So what were you saying, Jeremy, about ParasiteCon?
My daughter's birthday is May 24th, and that is a Saturday.
Mhm.
ParasiteCon is the 16th, 17th, and 18th, which is the previous Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Holy shit.
If you're looking at the guest list, they got,
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say if you're looking at the guest list, they have quite the amount of guests.
I don't give two shits about the guest list. I'm looking at the prices. $30 a day or 50 days for the whole weekend.
See, we usually get it for the whole weekend.
Yeah, because you save $10.
Yep.
You get access to all the vendors, celebrity areas, okay, and speakers. And you get a self-guided tour.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
It's a pretty good deal, honestly.
Yeah, but an event like this, I would actually like to set up there.
That's something I actually was going to try to suggest you sometime on a future occasion like this, thinking if we ever wanted to set up, I would definitely say ParasiteCon would definitely be one of them.
Yeah, it would be because there is a lot of foot traffic out there. So it would be worth it. Price is a little high, but not as high as some other places that I have seen.
Right. Honestly, with how things are going right now, a lot of the Paracons, and considering that Michigan is no longer doing their Paracon in August, I've always thought that ParasiteCon is pretty much. I kind of see it as the next big Paracon, at least for this part of the country, because you have a lot of the same guests that come out for the Michigan Paracon that also are at ParasiteCon also. So the only thing that's missing, at least as far as I know, is they don't really. I don't know if they have an after party, like on a Friday or Saturday night. I'm not sure about that, but Michigan had that.
Let's see here.
I tried looking, I just haven't found anything. They did have something.
Well, there is the VIP kickoff party.
Yeah, you have the kickoff party, but I've never really paid attention to the kickoff ones. I'm usually more for the after parties. Because it's usually expensive for the VIP kickoff too.
Yeah, $119 a
See,
person.
and price that's just not worth.
That is Friday night from 8 to 10.
Yeah, see, and again, that's just not worth being a part of.
Right. Does not include admission to Parasitecon.
Yeah, yeah, that's a separate thing too. So we don't even bother.
No, not worth it.
That's why I'm saying the after parties. I think they're either more affordable, or if it's like because when they had the one at the Michigan Paracon, you were able to take part. You were able to be part of it, whether you were part of the event or not.
The
You could
celebrity
still.
ghost hunt is $229 a person.
What's that?
The celebrity ghost hunt is $229 a person.
Yeah, yeah. The ghost hunt is it's just again that's just, well, it's not worth it for two reasons. One, obviously it's expensive as hell, and secondly, you have a whole bunch of people at this. I mean, not just the celebrities, but also you got 100, 200 people there, and it's just going to cause too much interference during the investigation.
Private investigation there is $150 a person if you have 10 people. So and that's only 10 people for the whole building.
Yeah,
No other contaminants. Why would I pay $229 when there could be 50 people there instead of no?
exactly. Yeah, like
I
as
don't
much.
care if it's because it's an opportunity to investigate with somebody big and famous. Woo, I don't give a shit.
See, it's don't get me wrong. As much as I
Really?
want to investigate with some of those celebrities, it's to go out and pay that type of money and have like being so expensive, and again having a huge group of people around. It's just not worth it. We're not going to be ripped off of something that's just not worthy of being a part of.
There are a couple names on here that I wouldn't mind talking to. I would love to talk to Ben Hansen.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's
With
great to chat with.
Barry Cleans, I would like to talk to him.
The first thing you're going to notice, by the way, when if you meet Ben Hansen, you were talking about me earlier about how tall I am. Ben is incredibly tall. He's taller than me. He's almost like he's like 6'8", 6. He's almost 7 feet tall. He's huge. Yeah, like when you see him on camera, he doesn't look like it, but he's probably about 6'8", 6'9", probably about 250 pounds. Either way, he's huge.
That's a big boy.
No.
He's a big guy.
Wow.
He is, but he's like a gentle giant, as I would describe.
No, because I remember watching him on that.
UFO Witness.
No, um,
My dad's been watching that. That's been playing all day today on Travel. My dad's been watching it.
is that the name of the show? Fact or Fake?
Fact or Faked, I think he might have
Yeah.
been. He also has been now become a he's also now part of Paranormal Con on Camera. He's on the show now.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, what?
I would hope he's ripping those videos apart.
I really hope so too. I haven't really seen the newer seasons. I have seen them a few times, but I really hope that he's doing this. I really hope like the same, like you just said.
The the Booth brothers were nice. I met them at DeadCon here. They
Yeah.
signed the inside cover of Death Tunnel, the DVD cover.
Yep.
I also wouldn't mind meeting Dustin Perry and Dave Schrader.
I know we've known Dustin Perry, and I can't tell you how many times I've met Dave Schrader multiple times. He used to be, in fact, like a frequent guest and kind of organizer for the Chicago Ghost Conference with Ursula. So we know him all too perfectly well. He's a great guy.
There are some names I have no clue who they are. Tim Shaw,
Those are the ones I like.
Which one?
Tim Shaw, Haley Michelle, Gary Barnage, Dan Sturgis, Aaron Sager. I have no clue who those guys are.
Aaron Sagers. He's on Paranormal Con on Camera also. He was also on 28 Days Haunted. And Tim
my
Shaw,
God.
he's another investigator. He's been on a number of different paranormal shows. I think he lives in New York, I believe. He does podcasts of his own, which, believe it or not, I don't know if you remember, Jeremy. Yeah, like what Howie just said. Yeah, he's big in New England states. He has his own podcast called the Black Cat Lounge. And during the early days when we were starting Things Network, I actually did offer if he'd be interested in bringing his show onto the network. And as much as he was interested, he just never really gave an answer back. But I've met him a few times. Great guy to hang out with and chat with. I mean, he loves me actually every time I see him. He's always excited to meet me.
I just looked up who we were talking about.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Enough said.
You just got to look at the page. It's
What, her personal page?
yeah. If you just look at it, you know that it says everything about her that is absolutely so true.
No, I got rid of her from my friend list sometime.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah,
I just had to look it up.
And oh my God, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Read the shirt.
God,
Am I going to regret this?
that you got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm apparently still friends with her. I kind of forgot I was still friends with her, but at this point, I'm concerned.
I absolutely am not.
I'm actually considering about removing her at this point after seeing that. She's like, Jesus Christ.
You should have removed her a long time ago.
I kind of forgot about her, to be honest. Other than when I saw her last year, I kind of forgot that I was still friends with her.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't, for someone who thinks that wants to have like so much popularity and power, if you will, I'm honestly surprised. I'm actually surprised I did not see her at Michigan Paracon last year.
That's no big deal.
She wasn't invited.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. Although I was considering that Tom and I were also invited to this, and I was concerned if she was going to be at this. We were thinking about going down. This would have been our furthest Paracon yet, for the Lone Star Paracon in Texas. And I kind of figured to myself, I'm pretty sure she's going to be there because it's going to be down in Texas. But I don't even know if Tom and I are going now at this point. Not because we don't want to, because of her. It's because of Tom's condition recently.
Right. Well, I would go because she's there. Just because I'd be like, you think you're.
It's not. I would. Well, no, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't go because she's there. I would go anyway, just to show that it's like.
Yep.
You think she's like in power and she can drive people away. It's almost to give that type of message, like, you know what, you're not as tough as you think you are.
No, not at all. We proved that the first time we met. But here's bottom line. Let's see who we have viewing. Everybody here is good. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that the people that are viewing actually know that I have no filter. Look, pussy has power.
I think
you learn that at a young age. And you either learn to grow the hell up and act like a human, or you use it the rest of your life, and that's all you have. And eventually, shit gets worn out. Nobody gives two shits. And that's where we're at.
I got to admit, like,
like 4 years ago.
Yeah. To be honest, too, like, at the time when I saw her last year, and the fact that she pretty much ripped us off in some way, shape, or form, I got to admit, excuse me, she's got some real nerve to try to really disrespect, treat me in a very disrespectful manner, because certainly with my type of position in this paranormal field, obviously I'm not like her in any way, shape, or form, but I'm still heavily respected. And for me to have those attributes is something that should be, something that's very important for all of us in the field. But for her to just disrespect she's got some nerve, because certainly a lot of these other investigators, including even the others who've caused drama, are usually very well aware that I am truly someone they did not mess with. But she
Well,
does, unfortunately.
Here's the thing. There's two different kinds. If they mess with you, they get what? Us.
Yeah.
They don't give two shits about that. If they're getting money, they're going to do anything they can. We have all seen people in the paranormal field that just came in, hooked up with the right person, and went from nobody to a name immediately because of either, just like corporations, either who they screwed, whose butt they kissed, or whatever the case might be. But that they had some benefit to the person that they hung on their coattails. So anybody that makes it somewhere, doesn't matter where, we made it somewhere.
Yeah.
People don't know our names. It's not like somebody's going to say our name and they're going to go, oh, I know them. No, except our friends. And honestly, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters.
It's all that matters
our
to
community.
me. It's all that matters to me. I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't even expecting this to happen. I mean, like, when it was my birthday last week, I was expecting like a lot of birthday wishes, but I didn't think I was going to get as many as I ended up getting. And furthermore, some of those big names, like the ones who are from television, even they took their time of doing it, which told me immediately that even though it was just a simple birthday wish, that goes to show that, you don't have to be in this huge rank to be up in this title, like, to be on television and stuff. If they're basically, like in this case, wish me a happy birthday, that obviously is proving to me that they view you as a good friend of theirs. You're definitely one of them, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, seriously, I would much rather everybody forgot my birthday. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what age I am anymore.
Is this a hint of not recognizing you on the network page when your birthday does come up?
Well, we don't say my age, so we're good. But
You've already ruined that 2 weeks ago.
well, most people that are on here right now don't know that. So,
Howie
Hey, everybody, she's.
I'm just not going to comment on it.
The things you remember.
She's 1,000 miles away.
Now I got some voodoo.
That you do.
But the things I remember are not what famous person wished me happy birthday. There's one person, and every year for the last, I want to say 3 years, I never talked to him. I don't know who he is, but he will sing happy birthday to me in a voice recording every year. I'm sure he does that to everyone. But that's something that's like, wow. You take the time to do that. That's pretty cool.
That is. I gotta admit, since you said a record, I can't help but think of that video. Jerry, you're gonna know which video I'm talking about. I can't help but think of that video of Tim when he dressed up. He lip synced to Happy Birthday. I think that was to you. I was just thinking about that.
That was when him, Scott, and Crystal were doing all variations of me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually almost took I almost took a piece of that video for one of the collages that I made for tomorrow.
I'm surprised Tim hasn't done that. Like, the way how angry
he knew I hated that. Not the part that he did. That I actually laughed at that.
Yeah.
But he knew I hated that nickname.
It's one of those things that, I would rather have my circle of friends than any famous person. There are a couple that are really sweet. I talk to them, they're great. But, I mean, let's think about it. How many can you actually reach out to and say, hey, I need advice? There's only a handful that are
Right.
actually decent people that would actually answer. There's a handful. And this new thing, it's not new, but this recent influx of this Zach Bagans bullshit
Oh God.
of people making like pages of him and trying to friend people with it.
Oh,
Oh God, that's been going on for years.
yeah.
But it's gotten real bad.
Also been with many other celebrities too.
It's gotten real bad here recently. I mean, real bad. And I actually had, so I know you guys know this from the chat, but others don't. April something. Anyway, I'm putting on, we do like little coffee talks during work. And somebody asked me to do a coffee talk on paranormal and my stories. I don't think I'm going to do stories. Things I've seen, things like that. Yeah, I'll answer those questions. But I think more than that, I'm going to do readings on my peers. But the bottom line of that is the paranormal is getting out in the world more than just our little area of expertise. So I work for a Fortune 500 company. And when they ask you to do a coffee talk for, paranormal and your experience, and this has been going on for a while, they're like, yeah, you need to do this. We never actually got it done till now. I think it'll be cool. And
To me, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
it is. It is. And I think there'll be a lot more of them.
Does it bring awareness and recognition of it? But I think it also brings validation.
It does, because when we did this, we call it a spirit team that does these coffee talks. I've had a lot of messages saying, hey, I've had this happen. What do you think? I've had this happen. What do you think? So it's, everybody's had something happen and they're waiting for validation, which I won't do. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I can't read pictures. I've already told them that I am not reading pictures of some dust orbs or
people local.
No, we're all across from here to UK.
No, I'll tell you what. If any of these people are in Indiana, let them know that we can come and check things out for them.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a couple in. I guess it's Brighton, between here and Denver.
Okay, because where we're at, we can cover Indiana, Ohio, Michigan. Nick can cover Illinois.
I can cover Illinois and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
because I'm only an hour away from the Wisconsin Illinois border, and to some extent too, we could even cover a partial part of eastern Iowa.
Howie, you mean to tell me you hung out with him and didn't hang out with us? What?
He was.
I got him almost last minute on the 13th dimension.
Dude, I thought we were friends.
I was gonna say that was a good show.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's great to chat with.
Yeah.
If only people would leave him alone so that he could stay on the show. He was working, so he had customers coming in.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing that I would probably recommend or really suggest, if they're wanting stories, something that you could talk about, which is honestly not really talked about all that often, is knowing and seeing. Okay, these people are real, and these people are the ones that are only in it for the recognition.
Right, and I
Right.
do that. What I'm trying to get together is some pictures of things that have been captured that are. I know the people that captured it. I know that it's a real thing and not just some.
Can you use video?
Huh? Yes.
Well, then I'll send you the video that I got, and I can also send you the video that Nick got.
Okay. Yeah, and just different things so I can kind of tell the story behind it. This is going to be probably a year-long thing after this first coffee talk, because what happens is we we put out there, you can sign up for this coffee talk or this one. Honestly, who wouldn't sign up for one that's 30 minutes paid of not having to talk about work? So my competition this time was video games. We did that for the men's because a lot of them do play video games. And
Yep.
what was funny was the men signed up with me instead of the video games. So we're going to see how this goes. I think it's going to be a year-long thing.
So when is this going to be?
Let me check. It's going to be April 9th.
On a Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't work Fridays. So, they don't have that much time. Howie, I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, it would be awesome to have him back on. It's been quite a long time.
I get to mess with him that way.
Okay.
What?
No, you just said that you get to mess with him.
I mess with everybody. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know you do.
You know what I have not seen tonight, unless I missed it, I'm going to go back.
I will make sure I get those videos sent to you real soon.
We do this over Teams chat, so it's kind of hard to kind of go through different things. I have not seen it. Why have I not seen that tonight? Where is he?
Who?
I have not seen the little message that says, tips my top hat. Where is he?
Well, if you notice, I did do this when he came in.
You just didn't say it.
Yeah, you're slacking.
I had to go back through to make sure. It's my Friday. I've crammed 40 hours in 4 days. I'm done. Which all respect goes out to nurses with them cramming their 12-hour days. I tried it, can't do it. Nope.
Well,
I'm good.
being on the receiving end of that, I even told them while I was there, I have much more respect. I had respect for you to begin with, but
Mm,
now being on this side of everything, I had even more respect for you
yeah, yeah,
because when somebody pressed that light, you got to get there.
yep.
Right.
And the thing is with that, we have lots of hospitals that we take care of. And when they call in, a lot of times they are between patients or they have to get back. One thing we try to remember when we're talking to people like that is we don't know. And sometimes they're evil. We don't know, did they have a patient die a minute ago that they're wondering, could they have done something different? And that's what I tell everybody that's around me in our job. You don't know if somebody just went through a divorce, their brother killed themselves. I mean, seriously, I break it down to this could have happened to them. Their child could have died. When they're yelling at you, stop and ask questions. Hey, I'm not your enemy. I'm trying to help you. Let's calm down and take a breath with them. I have heard unholy stories when you say, hey, you're not mad at me. I haven't done anything to you. What's going on? Talk to me. And, my husband just died. Oh, okay. So if you take the time to treat somebody like a human and understand why they're acting that way, it makes a difference. Now, some are just fucking dicks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're dicks. That's when you hang up the phone and say, you can call me when you can act right. And we're allowed to do that. But, sometimes it takes being a human. Say, hey, what's going on? Because I didn't say anything to piss you off. What's going on? These nurses have been through a lot.
Hmm.
And they're going through a lot. And they're working hard hours. And sometimes they're pregnant. They're hurting. They're, who knows? Their child's sick. They can't go home. Lots of different things that they can't leave. But they're serving us to some capacity. Look, some are not so good. I get it. But when Jeremy was in the hospital, we had a couple of us making sure that the nurses were doing what they were supposed to.
Yeah, Chrissy got
Uh-huh.
off real bad that one day.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was the day I was.
I was on the other end of that call.
Yeah, it was the day that I was gonna be released. I was supposed to have been going home at 10 a.m.
Oh, no, not that call.
It wasn't until 3:30, 4 o'clock before they finally let me go.
Well, yeah, and that's not the nurse's fault. That's the doctor's fault.
That was.
They're the ones that signed that document.
I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it had something to do with the workman's comp.
Mm,
Oh, it had to do with making sure that they had the equipment ready and available for me.
yeah, yeah. They can't let you go without making sure that you're okay when you do go.
Yeah, yeah. I think what it was that CPAP machine that I had to have. Only it turns out that it was completely worthless because the thing in my throat wasn't in the where it's supposed to be.
That CPAP machine is lovely when it doesn't act right. Zach's got one.
Oh no, it did what it was supposed to do. It's just that it couldn't do what it was supposed to do because the trach in my throat wasn't in the right spot.
Yep. Yep.
So that made the CPAP machine worthless.
Oh, there's so many variables to that stupid thing. We were going to sleep the other night, he's got that mask on, and I'm hearing this air conditioner sound. I'm like, okay, he's adjusting it. 5 minutes later, it's like, okay, there's no way that air is going into him. The fuck's going on? And it wasn't sealed. But yeah, and they monitor how long you wear it, all kinds of shit. And I'm like,
I'd have never been able to wear one of those things because I move around.
oh yeah, I can't do it. But they have those ones now that they implant in your chest, and it's supposed to do something. I don't know how that works. But if you're overweight, they won't do it.
There's been an advertisement I've seen where what was it called? It's the thing that you can put on your nose and it takes the place of a CPAP. You don't have to wear that mask anymore.
Yeah, that thing is worse than anything you can imagine because it only shoves it up your nose. Zach tried it. No.
Oh man.
I can't remember what it was called. It was just one word, very simple. Uh,
I didn't know there was one word for it, but yeah,
I didn't know that either, honestly.
yeah, it's just a one word name for it. Um, I can't think of what it is. I want to say progressive, but it's not that.
Hmm.
In other news today,
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
someone had a court date.
A court
Really?
date?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, somebody had a court date today for a DUI.
Is their
Oh.
ass in jail?
Nope.
Oh, of course not.
Must
She
have paid for the bail.
she did not even go because technically she wasn't obligated to go. Her lawyer stood in for her.
Well, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah. Let me see. There was a whole post on it earlier today.
I didn't get that update.
Where is it? Okay, here we go. Rather than appearing in court herself, her attorney represented her and successfully persuaded both the state and the judge to postpone the proceedings once again. Keep in mind that this must not have been a court date she was required to attend. It is common for her attorney to appear and speak on her behalf when allowed. The only exception is when the case reaches a point where her presence is mandated or the judge specifically requests.
How
The,
about her presence is mandated so she can go the fuck to jail? How about that?
the case has now been pushed to another pretrial conference or status hearing on April 24th.
What the hell is with all these like pushing back these dates and stuff with these court dates? It seems like it's really been going out of control.
It's happening with me.
Yeah.
The lawsuit that I've had let's see. I've had where is it? I had a court mediation scheduled in October last year. I had a pretrial conference scheduled in November of last year.
Yeah.
I also had, if I can flip the page, I had, where is it? Uh, Here we go. I had another case mediation that was scheduled for tomorrow, but everything has been having to be pushed back because I am not done with my surgeries,
Yeah.
and all of these things are kind of waiting on me to be done.
Right.
But I was expecting to have. I had my appointment with the doctor last month, and I was expecting to start talking and scheduling the next surgery. But when I had that appointment, he told me he wanted me to wait 2 more months, and then we'll start talking to surgery. Okay. So I sent an email to my lawyer, and we've had to postpone it once again. So so I get the whole thing. Granted, it's a different scenario as what it is for her, but sometimes there are legitimate reasons why you have to keep pushing pretrial conferences back.
Yeah,
Now,
I guess that's
for
true.
for her, because this is basically drinking and driving,
Hmm.
I don't get why that's being pushed back. Um, but I can say from experience, sometimes there are legitimate reasons why these things do get pushed back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But
But on a DUI, I don't get that.
I don't get that either.
I
It just
do.
doesn't
I was a
apply.
paralegal. I do get that. Somebody may have had some other findings on the other side, anything, but this woman has had way too much leniency. No.
Well, and she's also been very public of her defiance.
Oh yeah,
So
and they're waiting. They're gathering all of that. The opposing side, yeah.
yeah, so let's see here. Why so many delays? While this may seem like another case of somebody dodging consequences, frequent pretrial hearings are fairly common in both criminal and traffic courts. These delays typically happen for several reasons: discovery and case review. The defense may need time to review evidence provided by the prosecution. This includes police reports, body cam footage, witness statements, or results from chemical tests if they apply. Um, he's back. Plea negotiations. Her attorney may be working on a plea deal with the state, which can take multiple hearings to finalize. And client strategy. Delays can sometimes serve as a tactic to buy time, which I completely agree with, especially when a defendant already has legal troubles in another case,
Yeah.
which she does.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Um, when a defendant faces multiple charges across different courtrooms, the cases are often scheduled to progress in coordination with one another. Uh, I don't know if the judges would necessarily care about that because really they should
No, not
only
really.
care about the cases
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
coming for them. Because Adrian, if you were coming into my courtroom and you were having an issue, and then you had an issue with Nick's courtroom, I don't give two shits what's going on in its courtroom. All I care about is
Right.
my courtroom.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, and Nick should be the same way. He doesn't care about what's happening in mine, only what's happening in his courtroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's next? Considering that she already has an active warrant from her related DUI and eluding case, her situation has become more precarious. The courts may continue granting delays for a while, but traffic cases do not drag on indefinitely. At some point, a resolution must be reached. In such a long gap between hearings and the added weight of her outstanding criminal charges, this case will likely come to a head very soon. Whether that means a plea deal, a bench trial, or enforcement of her existing warrant remains to be seen. Television often portrays court proceedings. This is just talking about court on TV. By the way, I've recently come across a very entertaining channel on YouTube,
What channel?
Legal Eagle.
I was actually going to say, wait a second, this is Tom's World?
This is called Legal Eagle, and what it is a real lawyer who is reviewing lawyer shows. A Few Good Men, The Client. He's done the series finale of Seinfeld. Um, I wrote down all the shows that he did. I had to, because I was looking for him to do an episode of Matlock. So he talks about, okay, what is shown on the TV and on the movie, and says, okay, this is how it actually happens, or what's supposed to happen, or he says this is very accurate, and then at the end of the video he gives the movie or the show a grade based on legal realism. It is so much fun to watch. It is just so much fun. It's called Legal Eagle.
Legal.
He hadn't done movie. Oh, he also does segments on every illegal thing that happens in a movie. He did that with Jurassic Park. Yeah, he had about 40
Okay.
illegal things that happened in that movie. It was so much fun. But he hadn't done one like that in a few years. He's been focusing a lot on what's been happening with the current government today. Um, I hadn't watched any of those. I had just been watching his reviews of the movies. He is really, really good, and he also has every now and then a guy from JAG come in and do reviews of the JAG related shows.
Hmm.
This guy has got the charisma of a rock. He is born as hell. I like this actual lawyer guy.
Kate's asking what the topic is. She missed it.
There's no topic. You know that, Kate.
Yeah, I know.
Going all over the place. What I had been talking about, Kate, was this YouTube channel called Legal Eagle, and it's a lawyer who does movie reviews on the Few Good Men, Jag, um, Arnold. Who's Arnold?
Jack Arnold. Oh, I was gonna say I'm not sure which, unless he's only other Arnold I can think of is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Obviously, she must be thinking about the Good Neighbors.
Legal Eagle. So, and we were just talking about the shit. What's her first name? Jacqueline Nunez.
I
Yeah, we were talking about Jacqueline Nunez. This
The
She,
crazy bitch from the Conjuring House.
yeah, she had
Oh
her
boy,
date today.
what has she done now?
What hasn't
What was
she
I
done?
explaining 10 minutes ago, Nick?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's been a long day for me today.
Are we awake now? Are we here? Present?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick,
Just
I'm the one who's been half asleep this whole show.
why are you half asleep?
Been a long day. I got up early because I had some meetings today.
Well, tomorrow's my last day to sleep in because the next day after that, then I go back to work.
Yeah.
What's sleep in for you, Nick?
This has always been my time that I always like to sleep till. I've always preferred, I always like to get up at 11:30.
What? What? You
Even
mean 11:30 at night?
No, 11:30 in the morning.
even I
The hell?
that late.
That's the time I've always gotten up. Unless of course like for Paracons or like when we were at your place, I understand we had.
Nick, you froze.
Yeah, I noticed I froze.
No,
I can see you guys, but yeah, I mean, unless I got up for like the Paracons or for an early occasion, obviously, aside from work, of course.
Nick? Okay. Let's calculate. You need 8 hours of sleep. Okay?
Okay.
So that means you go to bed 8 hours before you want to get up.
Yeah.
So what time are you going to bed?
Well, if I'm not working the next morning, I do have a tendency at times to stay up late.
There's your problem.
Nick, for the longest time, I wasn't going to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And now I have been actively working on trying to get to bed between 10 and 11 every night.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Well, I will admit there are some times that sometimes I mean if I do get tired in the evening or so, I might go to sleep even earlier, like sometimes around midnight or so.
And Kate, you have an excuse because you got a little baby girl.
Yeah, which
So
we were
you
just
sleep, you don't sleep.
which I said this on Lois's show. We were just with her a few days ago in Chicago.
Yeah, there you go, Tom.
Nick's a bachelor. What did Tom say? Never does. Even on road trips, he sleeps in the car.
And we
Yeah,
got
that's
pictures
kinda
to prove it too.
Yeah, there's plenty of pictures of me on that.
Yeah.
And I found out Jenny Davis is kind of been going through the same thing. Bonnie, who she usually accompanies, she takes pictures of her a lot when she's sleeping in the car too. So now Jenny and I have something in common.
Yeah, you're not going to catch me sleeping with anybody else driving. It's not going to happen.
She don't
No.
trust nobody.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was lovely. She was on her puzzle. Yeah, she was doing a jigsaw puzzle. Kate, she brought her entire family with when we got together downtown. And I know I said this on Lois' show earlier. We went to this great restaurant called Italy's, which was a true Italian restaurant. We had a lovely dinner. It was it was a late birthday celebration for me, but even then, um, she was solving this puzzle that her daughter was solving this puzzle that she had.
Oh, how cute.
She's quite she finished it too. I was really surprised because a lot of those puzzles usually are not easy to put together, but man, she amazed both me and Don, just her skills of how to put a puzzle together.
Yeah, you got to be able to know what you're looking at and where it's supposed to go.
for a kid that's only like 3, she's definitely intelligent and way ahead of her age. I gotta admit, she's pretty impressive.
And this is going to suck because next week on Saturday morning, I need to get up at 2 or 3 in the morning
For what?
because I'll be
He's
leaving for a
gonna
week.
go.
Oh, that's right. That's right for your trip down to Louisiana.
Yeah, and before I go, I got to get my writing in.
That's right. Yes, yes, she is. She's using her
You
brain.
and that damn writing. Okay, stop. It can wait. I promise you, it can wait. Life happens. It can wait.
Yeah, come to Chicago, Kate said.
It's not
I haven't
realistic.
I haven't figured out a good time to come up there yet, Kate.
Jeremy, he's not right there, but he said he doesn't give a fuck where you're bowling. This time of year, you come through here. It doesn't matter where you're bowling.
You realize how way out of the way Colorado
Oh yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
Louisiana, right?
Funny enough, we were supposed to go bowling originally for my birthday celebration, but again, with the angiogram, that costed me my chance of going bowling, obviously. So
Okay, take that time to use the other hand and make it work.
I actually did think about that. I really did.
Think about what you just said.
Wait, what? What? I thought she was referring to bowling.
I was.
That's what I was thinking.
Just the way that she was saying it.
But we all know me, so. But I was referring to bowling
Yeah.
and
Okay.
any other extracurricular activities you might have. Use the other hand.
From here to Baton Rouge, Louisiana for me. 14 hours, 36 minutes.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, I don't do those drives anymore. Let me see.
From here to Greeley to Baton Rouge, 36 hours.
I'm not surprised.
It's only across the state. It's okay. Or across the U.S. It's okay.
I was going to say, that's quite a couple states you would have to cross through.
Yeah, that includes going the long way through Texas.
To Texas,
It's 19
Kansas,
hours and 6 minutes for me.
Oklahoma.
Did anybody see the damn dust storms?
Yeah,
in Mexico?
Victoria Monday, she sent me a video of it yesterday. It hit her area.
Where was she at?
She's in I always forget like where she's at in Texas.
What dust storm?
Yeah, there was like a huge dust storm that went through their area. She's in
Doesn't that happen a lot in the desert?
yeah, it happens a lot. Oh my god, I can't remember exactly where she is in Texas. I think it's definitely I think it's like central Texas or maybe a little bit further south, but they had this huge dust storm that went right
I'm going
through.
to say it's further south because New Mexico and up,
Yeah.
it was almost like, I can't say whiteout conditions because it's dirt, but
Yeah.
it was,
It darkened the sky for hours.
yeah. It wasn't Houston.
No, it wasn't. I think it might have been closer to San Antonio, I think.
Yeah, it would have been. Orla, Texas. Of course, I try to stay away from all those sites because my ex is on there, so I just don't. But, it was blackout. Like, thank you, honey.
Yeah, the rice is going to take a while.
That's okay.
So
Thank you. I remember those conditions. There was signs on the road that said, if you can't see, you pull over
Yeah.
until you can. But nobody did. That's just the way it was there. But Orla, Texas, San Antonio. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been San Antonio as well.
Wouldn't that correct me too? Isn't that also like in that eastern part of Texas? Isn't that where Austin is too?
North, south. Yeah.
Because I thought, yeah, I figured Austin would have also gotten hit too.
It would have been the southern part of Texas.
Okay.
Austin is in the southern part, depending on how you look at it. San Antonio is further south. Austin is in between San Antonio and Waco.
I was going to say, isn't that more closer to the Texas-Louisiana border?
No, more central.
More central. Okay.
One thing I did figure out is Baton Rouge is not that far from Myrtle's plantation.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really want to go stay Myrtle's plantation.
You know, it would be great to go with is you should reach out to Marcus because he did that documentary of Myrtle's plantation.
Oh shit! Yeah, Marcus,
Marcus Beebe?
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Hey, Mimi. Mimi's in the
Yeah.
chat.
He's actually really amazing.
He is.
With he'll help you with no matter what.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I need to find out where.
I know he's somewhere up in northern Louisiana.
La Cassine,
Who,
Louisiana.
Marcus?
Wasn't he like up in the northern part of Louisiana, or was he more closer to like New Orleans?
Well, let me
I don't know.
see here.
All right, Mimi, why are you late? What's going on?
Oh, he's past Baton Rouge.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see how close he is to Baton Rouge.
Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. You're not going to eat spicy shit. Go lay down.
He's an hour and 41 minutes from Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Not terrible.
No, we could meet up.
Yeah.
I would love to meet him.
So do I.
He's helped out on a lot of things, for me. He's amazing.
Let's see.
I still laugh and think about that one time when he said that I was his favorite instead of Eileen. That was awesome. Maybe said it was getting my DVR system ready for tomorrow's investigation. Okay. Oh, real quick, I just wanted to say this too. Not to get on this side of subject matter, but with Kate and her family in Chicago,
Mhm.
we had a protest that went on in Chicago. It was for Ukraine.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it was. That's my first time ever in my entire life I've really seen like a real protest, and it was just nothing but yellow and blue flags all over the place, and all these different,
Good.
There, and I found out it was later. It was filmed for the local news station here. There was over 1,000 people that were taking part of it, and we're talking everybody
Good.
I mean, men, women, even kids were taking part of it. I mean, it was for everybody. To be perfectly honest, we were almost tempted of wanting to go out and join them, but of course, obviously, we were on a tight schedule, so we could only see
Well,
what was going on.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's my thing about it. I understand both sides of it, but we had somebody who the Ukraine president
Zelensky.
has been out fighting with his people. Does ours do that? Absolutely fucking not. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm not saying which one. It doesn't matter. Ours are protected. His
Right.
was out there fighting with his people. He came here to get help and was berated
I know.
and belittled. And no, I don't care who believes in what. That is not okay. That should not have been on camera if that happened. But we took all the nuclear weapons, get back, from the Ukraine years ago when we said, we'll protect you. But you have to give your weapons up, your nuclear weapons. They had enough to destroy us.
Right.
We said, we'll protect you if you'll give them up. They said, okay, we'll give them up. And now we're doing this bullshit?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Are you kidding me right now?
Do you want more of this?
To be perfectly honest, too, when after I saw that protest, I mean, it was just. I think we kind of got a little emotional over it, seeing that there were still people out there that was, wanted to show their respect and care. In this case, for Ukraine, and to be honest with you guys,
I
too,
got you. Text me.
it hasn't arrived yet. But I decided to order a Ukrainian flag just to put on my background, just to show my support.
You know what? I saw something today, and I need to dig into it before I say anything one way or the other. But they were talking about how Zelensky has more than one home. So does Trump, don't he?
Yep,
How many things does he own?
probably quite a few. Even
Right.
as
If you are very rich, it is almost a guaranteed
Right.
you're going to have 2 or 3, 4 homes.
I would too. So I'd have one for every one of my damn kids. So they're talking about he has an airplane. Okay, let's break this down because we know the news is talking whatever they want to. We need to break it down. We need to go behind what's being said and do some research. Does he have an airplane or does his government have an airplane? If he has an airplane, so the hell what? Does that have anything to do with the people that are dying in his care? He went out and fought with them.
right.
I understand some of what's being said. I don't understand belittling and berating somebody who is trying to keep their country alive. I just don't. I don't and I won't.
I unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen because I've shown my support, and sadly, I've been kind of the subject matter of harassment from people that disagree with me, and it's just, I'm telling, I mean, they said some pretty offensive things to me. In fact, I mean, it's horrible from what I've received. I
And
mean,
that's why I don't post.
yeah, I mean, it was just,
I don't post either. A couple of reasons. One, I don't care if anybody knows what side of the fence I stand on,
Mhm.
and I don't care where anybody else side stands on
Right.
because you
I'm
support
going to be friends with whoever.
right.
yeah,
Their political views don't, I mean, their voting affects all of us, but that's none of our business. Who voted for who is none of our business.
No,
whether we love the person or like the person, that I no, I'm not going to lose friends over some damn politician that
Right.
don't give two shits about us and don't know our name. Not going to happen.
Right.
It doesn't matter. If somebody disagrees with me, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Jan and I are on completely opposite sides. And we love each other. That
Yes.
we're on completely opposite sides. We listen to each other, we hear each other, and it's over.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
I
trying to
said,
convince somebody of my side, and she's not going to convince me of her side. So that's it.
yeah, like what Kate said.
Incapable of doing that. And I tolerate all these political posts because
Yeah.
again, I don't care. But if I see a post where somebody is actually wishing somebody to be dead,
Yep. Nope. Will not
That's
put up with that.
That's a different story entirely. In fact, even the comments that I received, like what Kate said, she was shocked. The comments among the most popular ones, unfortunately, they were telling me that I should just go to Ukraine and live there and experience the hell. They were basically saying you should go and die then.
Well,
That wasn't even though I was not trying to necessarily make it fully political, just these weren't even political comments. They are only described as they were just monstrous.
there was a post. This was a wrestling post. Let me say this right now, where somebody who really did not like Logan Paul. I'm sure you two are familiar with who that is.
Yes.
Yep.
So Logan Paul was part of a wrestling event this past Saturday, and one person made a comment saying that he wished that Logan Paul had gotten seriously injured, if not worse, for whatever reason. And I couldn't help myself. I made a comment and said, "Wow, what a pathetic piece of shit you are,"
Yeah.
and left it at that. Um, yeah, when people openly wish harm on somebody, no matter what the case, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and the comments that I received where they were saying these horrible things to me, that really just goes to show who they really are and stuff. And I mean, obviously, I knew better to just not respond and ignore it, but it does get overwhelming after a while.
That's why I don't post anything about my views because
I don't either.
I don't have the time to tolerate stupid people because they want to come in and now they want to fight me because of what my opinion is.
Yep.
I don't have the time and I don't have the patience for it.
What I don't have the patience for is somebody saying you're stupid if you believe this.
That's what I got. I got those too.
Okay, I understand we are very passionate about our sides. We are. I get it. And we should be. I don't care what side you're on. You should be passionate about what you believe in. But we don't bash each other or our family, or family has split up over this here recently. I've never seen that before in my lifetime. I've never seen that before. Ever. This is not okay. It's just not. Those people don't give two shits about you. And honestly, I'm whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to say it anyway. It's already planned out. It doesn't matter who is on what side. It's already planned out how it's going to happen. We have no control. So are we going to, support each other and just be citizens and do what we should? Or are we going to bash each other? Nick, what's going on with your camera, bub?
Yeah, I just got a notification saying your camera is.
So did we.
Yes.
That I get that.
What is that?
Frames, yeah, probably have low frames per second.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't have a high definition camera will end up getting that.
Yeah, it's not. The camera's not always the best.
Yeah, well, mine's
But
not.
it's working. So
Well, I mean,
why
it's
is
working,
this an
yeah,
issue?
but
Mine's a cheapo from Walmart.
yeah.
This is
No,
not
this
expensive.
camera. This is among one of those cameras where it's actually attached to the laptop itself. And now
They
for
don't-
whatever reason, it's now for
I
whatever
don't need
reason.
no
it's not
damn
working.
high def bullshit.
Damn, now for whatever reason, now the camera's not working on my end.
Okay, we're about to
There we go.
8:00 hour my time. Mimi, message me. Whatever you need, I got you.
Let's see. I'm looking at your post, Nick.
Yeah, it was just.
I'm not going to look at it because if I do, I'm going to attack people I probably should not.
Right. Yeah, it was. I thought I was maybe just doing the right thing, but in the end, it was just. I mean, yes, I got more support. People liking, reacting, and agreements and stuff, but you still had quite the amount of responses that were just pretty horrible stuff.
Yeah, Gavin.
We don't pay attention to those.
Big long chapter.
Yeah, Gavin.
One person said, "I hope you don't stand for gay marriage." Who cares?
Yeah, that didn't even make any sense.
No.
No, we don't pay attention to those.
Men getting married affect anything of my life? No. So why should I care?
Yeah.
The only time people are affected by that bullshit is if they have a sexuality issue.
Yeah.
Are you paying for that marriage? No. None of your business. Are you a father or mother of that marriage? No. None of your business. How is this affecting you? None of your business. No. Mm-mm.
But yeah, as you can see, Jeremy, yeah, that it ended at a pretty sour way. So I just decided I was just done sharing any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why whenever something comes up saying I stand for this one or I stand for that, and people are putting them on their profile, you know what? I don't care. I am not doing that because I'm not going to have anybody coming at me. Because
you know what?
Because no matter which side of the fence I'm on, I'm going to be wrong.
You know what? It's really funny because I saw some of this. I stand with this. I stand with that. I'm looking at my Facebook. I don't pay attention to most of it. One of my family members posts something. I'm like, wait, what? Because we don't talk about politics. Like, wait, what? The rest of my family attacks this family member. Oh. So I know where you dumbasses stand, every one of you. You're against family. That's where you stand. Because this side don't give two shits about you. They have their own agenda. Mm-hmm. Do you think they're going to remember your name in 10 years? Absolutely fucking not. And do you think that this is going to be the same in 10 years? No. So, say your opinion. That's great. Everybody needs to have an opinion. Use that opinion to vote. Other than that, nobody should attack anyone for their opinion or try to persuade anyone.
Just like last year on that first assassination attempt, somebody did get killed.
Yep.
And I remember there was screenshots of this one woman, I don't even remember her name, saying, well, we missed getting Trump, but at least we got one of his supporters.
And see, that's the thing. Nobody remembers their name. They were just talking some shit.
Yeah. But that pissed me off because
Yeah.
that person had a kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple kids.
It doesn't
That's
matter if they did or not. It doesn't matter who you support. It's your own values. And honestly, not a damn one of them are going to go with your values. They're not
Right.
going to do what they said they did. They're going to do during their election bullshit. That's the way it is. It's life. Not a one of them has ever done everything they said they're going to do
Now,
because they can't. There's a small group of people that dictate what they do. That person up there in the White House doesn't have any power. They can just run their mouth. Everybody else dictates who has the power. So, I mean, why break friendships and hurt other people for no apparent reason?
Yeah, really.
I don't get it.
I remember seeing a post one person made a little while ago. They addressing the whole, losing friendship and family things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose friendship because of who I voted for.
Mm-hmm.
I lost friendship because their morals and values don't align with mine.
Right. That's different. If you want to cut ties because of that, that's different.
Yeah, but what gets me is that just on the basis of who you vote for tells everybody what your morals and values are, and to me, that's incorrect.
That
Right.
is very incorrect. Because if you're independent, let's think about it. If you're independent, you want to vote independent, you're not getting anywhere. You have to pick a side because independent doesn't win. You have to pick a side. And that doesn't mean the side you pick aligns completely with what you believe. It aligns kind of with what you believe. If you just go independent hasn't won in how many years?
Ever. Not
Yeah.
on the presidential stage.
Right.
Yep.
No.
So if you go independent, you know.
Take that back. I think George Washington was actually an independent.
Well,
I don't.
okay.
But still, it has happened.
Yeah. So if you're going independent, you know you're wasting your vote. So if you want your vote to count, you're going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're going to go with what you believe the most.
Yep, it does have him listed as an independent.
Okay.
So he is the only president ever to not be affiliated to any major party, any party, period.
So, let's do some research instead of looking at what happens right here. Let's look behind it. Do some research. Stop listening to these videos that are just pieced together and say, "Oh, this happened." Actually watch a real video and stop acting like you are a kindergartner that's being fed some bullshit.
Well, the
Yeah.
problem is when you're trying to do research and you're trying to look up articles and things like that, even with the news media, they are trying to push one party over the other. So it's very
course.
hard to find anything that is non-partisan.
Accurate. Yep. So now we have somebody suing different news stations for whatever the hell they think they're suing them for. But now the news stations are scared to post real, what really happened. That's a problem for us.
Yeah, really.
That's lack of freedom of speech. That's a lack of knowing the whole story.
Didn't Trump actually put out a thing where certain news media is not allowed in the White House anymore?
Yep.
Yep. That's right.
So that is a problem as well.
That's
He's
right.
also
Now we're not
suing.
gonna know. Now we're
Uh,
not going to know certain things of what's going on.
no, sure. And let's think about this. I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but if you don't, that's perfectly fine. I want to hear it. When TikTok went down for that 24 hours or whatever it was,
Mhm.
when it came back up, did anybody else notice nothing of the fires? Nothing political. It's all gone. It was wiped. It's gone. Why? That's freedom of speech. Our
Right.
freedom of speech is being infringed on.
Yep.
Now, we're not being arrested yet for saying, I don't like so and so. I don't like so and so. But how close are we at this point?
Won't be long before we end up becoming the next North Korea
That's it.
and Russia
And
too.
did you see that there's a possibility that Russia and China are banding together?
I'm not surprised because I can see things are not going so well with, with the relations we had with China. It's starting to go
Right.
downhill.
Right. I saw that today. Now, it's not saying that it's happened yet, but it's saying it's a possibility with everything that's going on.
Well,
So,
China's doing something similar like what Russia is doing with Ukraine. For example, China wants Taiwan to be part of it, and they don't want to be.
mhm. And I guess there's
Another
been
thing to keep in
something.
mind, these countries that we're talking about right now are all under dictatorship.
It is, Katie.
Yeah,
They are not under a democracy, for lack of a better term.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did anybody see that? And fact check this for me. I kind of glanced. Um, we're deporting everybody from Ukraine.
Yeah, that worries me because we actually do have an employee that's working at our store right now who's from Ukraine. Her son is fighting in the war, and I don't know. I don't even. I of course, obviously, I'm not going to ask, but I
No.
don't know what her son's status is right now. But you can clearly see every time that I've seen her, she just has this blank look on her face, and it's what I sometimes like to call a war face,
Yeah.
practically. She
Yeah.
doesn't have any emotions or anything like that because hers and her family's life has changed forever
Sure.
from what happened.
I would walk by her, yeah, and say, "Hey, you okay?" Let her talk if she wants to. If not, that's fine. If she says yes, say, "Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm always here to talk," and leave her alone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I really I don't see her very often because for starters, we work in two different departments. I'm like on the other
Right.
side of the store, and secondly, it's just being in the work environment too. It's even if she did want to say something, it's just not the right place to even talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but let her know. Hey,
Yeah,
are you okay? There's nothing wrong with being human in a work
right.
environment.
This
That,
here is TikTok. This is that kid.
excuse me.
This is that kid. I think he's got cancer. He was.
I I saw something about that.
Yeah. So this is on TikTok. So there's one political thing. Um, One thing that I've noticed about TikTok since that has been back is that videos are not reaching out as far as they used to.
I have not seen it, and I'm on there, pretty big.
Haven't seen what?
That video.
Oh, it just came up when I opened it. Um,
Um, look up World Talk. You'll see a lot more.
World Talk.
Yep.
Oh, we'll talk.
We're about to hit some lows that we've never seen. I know the tariffs were lifted today on Mexico. They were not on Canada yet.
I hadn't heard that.
Canada's taken all of U.S. stuff off the shelves. Do I
Yeah,
blame them?
That I did hear.
Absolutely not. I do not blame them. I would do the same thing if I was in charge of Canada.
But here's the thing: what I read about that article is that prime minister was saying because of them doing that, now all of these states are losing these tens and thousands of jobs. I don't
Yep.
think that's going to be the case. I think their product is just going to go elsewhere.
yeah.
There's nowhere else for it to go. It's going everywhere else it's going to. I know about Jack Daniels. My ex-husband used to work there. If it doesn't have there to go, it's got other states to go. But look at the revenue that's going out to Canada. Look that up. Unreal. It's going to lose jobs. It's going to lose lots of jobs. I honestly, I commend that prime minister for standing up, because if it was my country, I would stand up as well and say, we don't need your bullshit. It's not that important to us, and we can do this. In reality, we need all the countries around us.
Right.
Mexico makes so much that we use.
I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, in addition to Canada. I'm sure Mexico, maybe they already did, maybe they haven't. They're going to be pulling out as well.
No, because they stopped the tariffs on them until the end of April. He stopped those tariffs.
Yeah. That's
But
what I
that
think
was the
Mexico's
country.
probably going to be pulling out too.
Yep, but I hope so, because that was the country that he needed. He hated the most, wanting to deport them and get them out of here and whatever else.
That's also going to cost a lot, like, jobs also in another way, in this case from Mexico and Central America's point of view, because among one of the things that is huge that we get from Mexico and Central America, that's where a lot of our produce comes in. That's always
That's
transported.
right.
That's where a lot, any grocery store you go to, guarantee most likely it's either from Mexico, Central or South America. In fact, and I know that for a fact because when I used to work in produce in the grocery store, I saw boxes that would say, product of Mexico or product of Guatemala or El Salvador, Honduras.
Right. Where do our avocado come from?
Comes from down there.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know about anybody else, but I love my avocados.
Yeah.
There's lots of things because it's summer in Mexico most of the time. The land is rich, the soil is rich. Now, whatever else happens down there, not our business. They have a prime minister or president, whatever they call him.
President, yeah.
None of our business. Not our problem. We buy their things, they buy our things. That's the way this world has worked for so long. And I'll go back to what I said a few weeks ago. This should not be lines like this. It should be one. I don't see these lines. I don't understand these lines. We're one world. I don't get it.
Right.
I cannot understand this bullshit.
Well, one thing is for sure with all of this that's going on, I can almost guarantee you that Canada will not allow themselves to be annexed by the U.S.
They will not.
They've already made it clear. I've spoken to a couple. In fact, I was just talking with Matt Grant a few days ago, and he definitely has confirmed that.
Yeah. And you know what? If I was a Canada leader, I understand. Why are you going to let some spoiled, snot-nosed asshole bully you when you don't have to? I wouldn't. I don't care who it is. Whether it was Biden when he was in, whether it's now, I would not let anybody bully me
Yeah.
when I run my country. It's not going to happen. So, in the end, we're losing.
Yeah,
We are seriously losing. And it's going to come out. We have till November. We have to deal with this till November when we do the midterm elections.
Yep.
Next, not this November, the following November.
Oh, it's next. You're right. Yeah, the following year. Yep.
Yeah, midterm. Yeah.
Yeah, every 2 years.
So, can we get some balance in there? I mean, I don't care what balance we just need balance. We need one side and the other side. We need balance. That's this world's going to shit. It doesn't matter what country it is. We're going to shit. That's pretty much all there is to it. So all we can do is turn the TVs off, not listen to the bullshit,
That's what we've been doing.
live our lives, because that's all we have is our lives. We're not in charge of what goes on out there.
All I gotta say, and I'm saying this in a more positive way. I mean, like with all this talk about Mexico and stuff like. I mean, he's going after, of course, obviously everybody, and believe it or not, he's even been going after Native Americans. They're just no
Very much so.
The reason why I bring that up is you guys have probably seen the pictures, but I've been hanging out with, even though we don't have a huge Native American population here, in Illinois, like some other states do. My friends have recently. I've been hanging out with a lot of
I think you might
that
be
are full-blooded Native American people, and I'm proud of it, honestly. That, because again, we just don't have like reservations or huge groups of them. So for me to actually associate and hang out with them, it's just great. And even we've talked about that numerous times. And all I gotta say basically is the people who I hang out with nowadays best way I could describe is my social group at this point may tend to piss people off because of who I'm associating with. But honestly, I don't care. Their belief system tends to piss me off, of course, numerous occasions, but at least I tend to stay quiet and get over it.
That's the problem with a lot of people these days, and it's not just political, but it's everything else. People don't know how to get over it, and they are unwilling to get over it. Let it be,
Yeah.
because in the whole grand scheme of things, it is not that important to your personal life.
Exactly. That's why I keep quiet about it. I mean, it's like, unless they like directly come after me and like say like threatening messages and stuff, then yeah, I'm going to definitely fight back. But for the most part, I try to deliver that message. That's why I also sent that other message saying I'm not going to tolerate this. So you let it be, and I'll let it be. We're done.
Here's the thing.
I basically made that clear. Never heard anything from any of those people again.
Yeah, and you won't.
That got ugly, Kate.
A similar situation in the UK with Brexit. Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yep.
I have no doubt that one got ugly.
God.
Well, here's the thing. My son is half Cherokee, Eastern Shawnee. The only white he's got's me. The rest is all Indian. He belongs to the tribe. He works with the tribe. His brother is chief of the tribe. I mean, there is no higher respect than for our Native Americans, because their name says it all. Native American.
My friends, they've even said they are the true Americans here.
Sure they are.
I couldn't, when they said that to me, I couldn't agree with them more.
Yeah, sure they are. But now we're in a different world. We're all here. Just like there was slaves before.
Yep.
There was, that's over. why are we going back there? Why are we even thinking back there?
Right.
Because some people cannot let go of the past.
They can't.
But that's what worries me more than anything. We weren't there. Did we own slaves? Absolutely fucking not.
Right.
Did we come and take over the United States? Absolutely not. So why are we not now in the here and now?
All what we are is a product of our past.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and there are some societies that are very much of sins of the father.
Oh yeah.
And
I think
it's
my son,
like that.
our son, said it best. And I have to find it now. Where the
Yeah, it's just
Whoa.
like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm proud of, the people I hang out with, and they have obviously, again, the most ultimate respect I could ever give to someone, especially being Native American, them being Native Americans, even though, in fact, what's funny enough, myself and my friend Don, we're basically the only white members of our group, if you will. And even though we don't have Native American ancestry ourselves, it's just really a pleasurable feeling just to know that we're just greatly accepted by these folks.
Well, of course I can't find it now because my internet don't want to work right. But
Go figure.
our son said something to the effect of he was always proud to be American because we were a melting pot. There was not one official language of America because it's all of us.
Yep.
And we were all proud of each other's languages. We tried to learn each other's languages. And now, whatever's going on now, he lives in Japan. Now we know why. He does not want to live back here.
I
And this is
don't blame them.
Not at all. But, it's the outsiders that see us that
So
are going, are you fucking stupid?
let me ask you something on that. Since he is living in Japan, um, does he have Japanese citizenship?
Yes, he has dual citizenship.
He does. Okay, so with that, working in Japan and now making money, does he still technically have to pay American taxes?
No, not since he doesn't make money from America.
I figured, yeah, because if he's living in Japan, he would have to be paying Japanese taxes.
But, Japan is strict. I'm
Oh
telling
yeah,
you,
they
you
are.
can go there. I wouldn't want to live there. If you get caught going to jail for anything, it's not just going to jail. You're
They
done.
have some of the toughest prison policies in the world.
If you go for a DUI, you're in for life.
Yeah.
There's none of this, oh, you're out a little bit. No. Homelessness is illegal.
Yeah.
The homeless in their country wear suits and ties. You wouldn't know they're homeless. They just don't have a home, but they still take care of themselves and wear suits and ties.
Right.
It's illegal. You go to jail and you're done.
I've heard this a lot, in fact, from Irene. The other thing they have there too, which is not a surprise, they have the death penalty in Japan, and she has told me that if you committed a serious crime and if you don't show any remorse or emotion to it, you get the death penalty automatically. It's not a life imprisonment sentence. They sentence you to death immediately. Because
Yep.
in other words, it's like their rule they have is if you don't show tears, you're gonna die.
I'd
Well-
be in trouble,
I don't know.
serious trouble, because I don't have tears that much.
Well,
Well-
I think they would understand if you don't have, but if you're not showing tears in relation to the crime that you committed, the remorse you should have.
But not everybody shows it the same is
No.
is kind of like if you have a child die.
And not cry.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to somebody that has, everybody has this. So if you have a mother pass away, you killed that mother. How you react to you killing that person is going to be different with the circumstances that happened. Was she abusive to you? Did she try to kill you? Or did you just snap and were told no and decided I'm going to do it anyway? Those are things you have to consider. And here we do consider those things. So in a way we have it better, but honestly, does anybody in this world have it that great? No.
No, not at all.
We are better than, we have it better than most countries. But in the whole grand scheme of things, none of us have it real well right now.
No, it's kind of the opposite, if anything, depending on which countries that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their downfalls. Everybody has their upside. I'm not going to say everybody has their upside. There's countries that are completely impoverished, but the middle to higher class countries have their upside.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have something that we wish we had from another country.
Exactly.
I don't understand why this whole world can't be the same. I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
I wish the same thing on numerous occasions.
I don't. I guess most of us that are empaths, and all three of us are, whether Jeremy wants to believe it or not.
Yeah, Kate says there's no perfect country. That's so right.
There's not. But it would be a whole lot better if everybody had the same rules and the same acceptance for everyone else.
Yes.
And now, is that going to happen? No, absolutely not. We can look back at the Viking Age and before that, where Christianity fought pagan, and Christianity killed pagan because that was the thing to do for their God. Things have changed now where thou shalt not kill. Okay. Does it work? No. It still happens. And it still happens from the higher up of whatever religion you are. We're not going to understand empathy to the extreme or equality to the extreme till we're gone. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And that's just how life is.
Yeah. Sad. It's sad, but it's true.
It is. And in a way, not a big way, but in a way, we have ourselves to blame for this.
Oh, yeah.
We allowed it to happen. We elect, every single person that is up on Capitol Hill is elected by the people of the states. So, truth be told, we are the ones that put them there, and they go and make the decision that they want to make.
That's right.
There was just a time in my life that I just really wanted to say this, but I just didn't want. Obviously, I knew better. I just didn't want to say, "Well, it's just going to be." I wanted to originally say something. It's just so mind altering to see you guys eventually wallow in the mess that you guys made. You're screwed. Thank you. Bye. That's all I wanted to say that originally.
Both sides want to say that. That's both sides say that. And it's amazing how we can look at the same thing and see such different outcomes and such different intentions of the same thing.
Right.
It's amazing. I don't understand how that happens, but it does.
It's funny when you think about it, especially looking at the presidential thing, because almost every other president is Republican. Every other president is Democrat. We're
Yep.
almost going back and forth not every time, but just about.
Yeah.
And it's because we're like, okay, this one's really screwed up. So we're going to go this side now.
Yeah.
And then this one really screwed up. We're going to go this side now.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
reality, we don't. Whatever happens is really not in our control. What they say, and if we believe it, that's in our control. But what they really do once they get there is not in our control.
Right.
Exactly.
So
That's part of life, I guess.
Yeah.
it is.
Me.
But what people need to realize is, okay, we are where we are for the next 4 years. We got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Shut up and stop turning on it.
Yeah, I mean it's like what you said a while back, Adrian. I mean, unfortunately, we just don't have any control over the situation. You're just along for the ride.
As citizens, we are. And fortunately, other countries are seeing that. They're seeing our support, that we
Yeah.
are not those people.
Yeah, I mean, it just like this
No, he ain't
protest.
gonna
Like,
leave.
I
No.
was gonna say, yeah, like this protest that I saw. It goes to show that not all of us are like him. We want to
No.
basically give our support, and that's
Well,
again the reason why I'm getting a flag of my own to show my support in that case. Because again, as someone who has so many international relations with these different countries and stuff, I just knew for me, and again, I'm not even saying this from a political sense. I'm talking more just a natural sense, if anything.
Yeah.
It's just my way of showing that I'm not going to turn my back on these countries that I've had such friendly relations with. And believe it or not, I don't know if I ever told you guys, I did actually have at least one paranormal connection out in Ukraine. Unfortunately, I lost that connection. Although this in fact occurred probably about a year before the war began. So whatever happened to him, I don't know what happened, but I just can't turn my back on it. And if people like with some of the comments, because I had people who were saying that they were sick and tired of seeing these blue and yellow flags being propped up and stuff like that. Not necessarily trying to provoke, but I just thought, well, I guess I'm just going to have to turn up the heat a little bit because regardless, I'm going to stick to what I'd probably refer to as my code, and that is to continue supporting these other countries, because I'm not going to betray that trust.
Yep. And that's really all we can do.
Exactly. So I don't care what other people would think in this case if I'm supporting Ukraine in this case. I'm willing to support the blue and yellow, not red, white, and blue right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I just looked up here. That kid that I was talking about earlier that was given that honorary Secret Service thing.
Yeah.
He had actually beaten brain cancer.
Really?
Yeah. So he's 13 years old. He beat brain cancer. So Trump honored him by giving him an honorary Secret Service agent. And I didn't watch the address, but a lot of people are saying that when he honored this kid, not one Democrat stood up and clapped for the kid. But like I said, I have not seen
Yeah, I haven't either.
videos of the address, so I don't know. I can get them not applauding anything that Trump would do, but for a kid that survives cancer,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like what Kate said, there was a Ukrainian flag on our complex as they're housing Ukrainians. They obviously pay and work here and are integrated, and it was a way to show support having the U.S. and Ukrainian flags. It's like that for 2 years. Yet, as of 1 month, the flag has been removed. Which one? Just out of curiosity.
Ukrainian flag, I bet.
Yeah. Well, at this point, like I said, no matter what, I'm just going to continue showing my support because to me, it's just the right thing to do.
It just be expecting all those messages and all.
Well, no, I'm not gonna continue posting. I'm just saying, like on my personal time,
No.
it doesn't matter
Well,
then.
but here's the thing. There's a fine line between standing up for what you believe in, because if everybody's quiet because of something somebody's going to say, everybody's going to think that everybody's for this side or this side. We do have to put our opinions out there, but not in a threatening way.
Right.
And then if somebody threatens us for putting our opinions out there, that's when it's time to delete.
But
Exactly.
the thing is, Nick didn't say anything in a threatening way.
Right. And
It
that's
was
when it's time to delete. Gone.
yeah,
other people that's sending him threatening messages.
Right.
That's
That's when it's
not
time to
right.
block.
Yeah.
Gone.
yeah.
And
It was all peaceful messages that I wrote. You know, I
we
want
should all respect everybody's opinion as long as they're not threatening us, when we do our opinion. Because everybody's entitled to one, everybody's entitled to post their opinion if they're not threatening the opposing side or threatening anyone or saying it hatefully. Everybody's entitled. And if everybody speaks their opinion, other people will realize, hey, I'm not the only one. It's okay.
well.
Because
That's
some
why I
people
also
need that.
well. That's why on some of the comments that I received, there were some people that were supportive of what I written, but like I said, unfortunately, it doubled. I mean, I was hoping at first it would double the amount of negative comments, but unfortunately, that went over the top. You know, at that point, there was no stopping anything from then on. So
Yep.
it just got completely out of control. Even though this was a peaceful message, that's the other thing too. It's quite obviously clear that some of these people think they just, I think they just love to be violent with me.
They do.
Yeah, they think
And that's okay.
violence
They can
obviously is like the only answer to them.
they can do that on their own. They don't need, anybody else's. They just need to go. We
Yeah,
don't need that negativity. We can post our opinions without threatening the opposing side. We can do it with love, and everybody else could just go the hell away.
yeah. I should have said this earlier. This is probably the best way I could describe. It was just a post that I was just innocently, putting together, to having an innocent and benign message to it. And although it attracted a lot of other people that were supportive of my decision, it just attracted some like I don't even know how to even just describe it. Just selfish-minded, horrible people, or people that I thought were great, but turned out to just be they were just nasty.
Yep. And it's a nasty that we don't need. If you want to have a civil discussion, that's great. We'll have a discussion. You can see my side, I can see your side. We'll have a discussion. But to threaten people is not okay.
No.
And then, of course, also send hateful messages, which actually we really think were kind of prejudiced too. Like I said, such as the comments where people were saying, "Well, you should move to Ukraine." Then it was almost like that typical message, like like I think we've all seen in
That
movies.
is a cop out comment by somebody who really did not have anything to say. It is just stupidity.
Yeah, it's mean spirited. It's like I'm sure we've seen like those coming of age movies and TV shows, like when you have a foreign student that comes into the school and they become very popular, but not with everybody, and you get the bullies and they say those messages like go back to where you came from and stuff like that. We've seen that in a lot of the cinema stuff. This was pretty similar what I was going through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kate, can you clarify what you were talking about?
She was saying, yeah, it was the Ukrainian flag that took down only American flags can be allowed at the embassies now. That
Yeah,
was
she said the embassy, but before she was talking about, I guess, an apartment complex.
yeah, probably like where she lives.
Yeah, so just asking her if she can clarify what she was saying. I'm looking at this timeline here. Thing. So March 1st, he made the executive order to make English the official language of the United States. It reverses the mandate set by Bill Clinton, which required language assistance for non-English speakers. Um, you're going to need language assistance because of all, like what Adrian was saying, with all the different languages that we do have here.
Right.
Um, but in terms of the United States, I English really is the majority language. So I kind of get that.
I'm not so sure about that anymore.
You think so?
I know I can go into a store here. Most of what I hear is not English. In New Mexico, most of what I hear is not English.
Oh,
Yeah.
New Mexico, Texas. I get that.
Here too, it's the same.
Well, we kind of, believe it or not, we kind of have that here too in a way because I'm sure if you guys know, Chicago has quite a diverse community. We have all these different districts that's located on the outskirts of the city. They're spread out for miles. And it's been like this for over 100 years, if not more. You have basically like I'll even throw it out because like where Don lives, he even though he doesn't have the ancestry, but he still lives there. He lives in the Polish district. So we got
Yep.
Polish, we do have a Ukrainian section, we got Italian, we have Russians, we have Germans, I mean Irish.
Burmese?
What's that?
Did you get Burmese?
Burmese?
Burmese.
Oh, Burmese. Yeah, I think we might. I mean, not every district is going to be like huge. Like some are smaller compared to others. But I think we do have Burmese too. So we have,
For a while, I don't know if we still have it, but we did have a very large group of Burmese people here.
well, with Burmese and some of these other countries, obviously, people who live, of course, we got Chinatown, of course, from China. And so you can understand that when you're in any of these districts, there's a good likely chance English is not going to be spoken very frequently in those parts of the city. And most cities like don't really have this amount of districts like we do. Not surprisingly, the only other city that I know of that maybe has just that many districts as Chicago does is undoubtedly New York City. That's probably, I don't know if any of the other cities throughout the United States have as many districts as Chicago and New York City do.
Let's see here. I'm trying to look up the speech that he did the other night. I'm not really seeing anything of real significance, but I do see a segment here where he's talking about the factuality and misleading statements. It seems like
Yep.
that's all I ever see is that they always want to say that everything that he says is misleading, but not everything is.
Yeah, and that's both sides. They do that crap.
Yeah. Um, he did sign. This is okay. They don't have anything written down for Wednesday, but on Tuesday he did sign an executive order for a Anahuac National Wildlife Refuge to be renamed the Jocelyn Nongaway National Wildlife Refuge, refuge in honor of Jocelyn, a 12-year-old girl from Houston who was raped and murdered by two illegal immigrants on June 16, 2024.
Mm. Okay, y'all. It's time for bed for this
We've
old
been
lady.
on here much longer than anticipated.
Oh, I didn't even realize this.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours.
Well,
Must be- Yeah, 2.5.
officially, yeah, but it's a shit. Okay, folks. Good night. All right. Next week, again, we'll have another one of these discussions. The following week, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be on the show because I'll be in Louisiana.
Right.
So I don't know if I am going to be able to have the time to be on the show. So it might end up being you two, unless you guys want to try to get guests for that week.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then
Got time to think it over.
after that, all of this is gone.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I just haven't decided if I'm going to cut this hair off while I'm in Louisiana or if I'm going to wait until after I get home.
I would do it before you go because that shit's hot up there.
No, I got to have this for the team picture.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always shave it off right after team pictures.
Jeez.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I'm ready for it to go. I am so ready for it to go. So, all right, folks, we're going to call it a night. Tomorrow is the 100th episode of the 13th Dimension. Everybody will be on. So, looking forward to that. I got some special videos to present. So,
I'm kind of scared to see what some of these videos are.
I think you'll like it.
Nothing more than what you've done.
Yeah, so if I've got the video evidence, it'll be on there.
Yeah.
Never gonna lie. That's all we can say.
Yeah, so buckle up, Nick. I'm taking you on a ride.
Oh boy, this is going to be a rough ride.
It's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, it'll be a fun rough ride.
All right, so until then, everybody in the audience, thank you for playing along. And we will see you all next week.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.